Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
We have breaking news here. President Biden has announced he will stand down from the race. I'm going to read the statement here on my phone. My fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term.
Wow.
Did anyone else's, my first 11 billion texts back to people just consisted of the F word. Just, Carl Frisch was the first one. He texted, wow, I texted. And so it's been a day. It's been a day, no matter where you were.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I cried at first. As the day rolled on, I got more and more excited. And as I tweeted, Chris, I just said, I am overwhelmed with emotion right now, mostly love and respect for President Biden.
Yep.
And I said, and now we do what our president asked of us, and that is elect Kamala Harris in a landslide. So
I'm sure that was so hard for him to do.
I said this how many times I say this last week, Chris? I said I trust President Biden.
Absolutely.
He is going to look at the data. He's going to look in his heart. And as he has done his entire life, he's going to do what he thinks is best for the country.
Yeah.
And I understand we all have a bunch of emotions and anger. I tweeted Saturday with my bike club, we're still riding with Biden.
I saw that.
I mean, so, but the primary emotion, Chris, is that once again, from my emails and social media, Chris was wrong once again, and your psychic was right. Joe Biden, almost to the day, he dropped out 2 weeks after my psychic said he was going to, and it's not what I wanted to hear. That's what the people go, oh, they just tell you what you want to hear. I was like, what? No, this was 2 weeks ago. Also, can we just say the other thing he said, because everyone's asking me in email and social media, the other thing he said, Donald Trump will never get anywhere near the White House. But guess what, psychics? The universe, God, whatever you believe in, cannot control free will. So it is up to us now. It is up to us. And if yesterday is any indication, you even said, Chris, I've never seen a party coalesce this quickly. $50 million in just the first few hours of Harris for president. I mean, obviously the endorsements rolling in. So man, what a day, right?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I know you'll be greatly disappointed, but Joe Manchin was just on Morning Joe. He will not run for president. And I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that no one wanted him to.
He's not even a Democrat anymore. He quit the party.
Exactly. It's not a revolving door. You don't get to. Oh, you said that? I said that. Oh, I did. I printed some of your tweets, which is because I wanted to back up when you are right.
Thank you.
Right. You said Joe Manchin, the Democratic Party isn't a revolving door. You can't quit when it's convenient for you and then rejoin when it's convenient for you. We see you, craven opportunist, so we're not buying it. Yeah. I mean, and you could tell the only reason he's saying he's not running is because literally experts are saying this will be done by Wednesday. All of the delegates, I don't know which states we're at now, but almost state after state after state have pledged their delegates as the president asked them to. And so that's, and so don't start with me, dead brainworm guy. Bobby Kennedy, open primary. Nobody wants you, you crazy bastard. Go get some help.
Parties set their own rules about how they choose their people.
Thank you. Oh, and Frank Conniff reminds us, amid all of today's hoopla, don't forget, Jill Stein is still a viable option for stupid holes.
So is Marianne Williamson.
So all of you stupid holes out there, you still have an option. Okay.
Marianne Williamson's going to go on Fox News today and complain. I'm sure.
Good. Yeah.
Totally sure about it.
Yeah. Do not let them divide us. That's exactly what Trump is and the MAGA. And MAGA losing their shizzle is just one of the other layers of lovely.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whole thing. And by the way, as I said to you, one of the only people I trust is Mark Elias, who successfully prosecuted 60 cases. He knows it's because, you've got Mike Johnson. Oh, by the way, I need a squeaky toy.
What happened?
He's the squeaker of the house. Hang on. I need a squeaky toy.
That doesn't sound like it squeaks.
No, this one does. That's Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson was on TV. The squeaker of the house. This is what they're going to try, all kinds of because they cannot win.
Right.
They are scared. It is making me so happy how scared they are of Kamala Harris and that this all has happened. I mean, they feel the energy. They see it. Apparently, campaign offices are being flooded. People that want to volunteer money.
Yep.
The energy is rolling in.
Because
anyway, so he's like, oh, I don't know, we keep him. They're going to try to say, oh, she can't be on the ballot. But there was a constitutional expert on this morning that said the parties control how they choose their nominees. The delegates are choosing Kamala Harris.
Yep.
And again, not up to us about like when the delegates should choose. Like, of course, they want to see an open, chaotic Democratic convention in a few weeks.
Yeah.
The delegates have said, no, this is Joe Biden's choice and this is our choice.
Right.
Anyway, but Mark Elias tweeted back at Mike Johnson because they're saying, oh, we're going to try to keep her off the ballot, this, that. If you are confident you're going to win a free and fair election, let's go.
Exactly.
Right? He said, Mark Elias said, first, you're an insurrectionist. Second, if your lawyers are telling you that they can prevent the DNC from nominating its candidate of choice, they are idiots.
Yep.
I know a lot about that since I beat them more than 60 times in court after the 2020 election. Thank you.
That was a bit of a mic drop there. Wow.
Yeah, and all the naysayers saying that, and she can't have the money. Yes, only Kamala Harris. It's the Biden-Harris campaign. Yes, she gets the money. He has asked his delegates, released his delegates to her.
And she's still going to work hard for the nomination.
Yeah, I mean, she said that I will earn and win the nomination, which is what she's doing now.
Exactly.
Exactly.
She started that immediately yesterday.
But
she had a list of 200 people that she was going to call yesterday.
They're going to try and, oh my God, can I just say, what is the point of Katie Tur, other than not being Andrea Mitchell? She's already yesterday trying to pick at the Democratic scabs, right? Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, President Biden didn't endorse Kamala Harris. Well, let him have a moment. This guy has done something. What he has done for this country, whoever does this, we owe him such a debt of gratitude. And by the way, he will be responsible for the first black woman president in America, as he loyally served the first black president, as he appointed the first African-American woman to the Supreme Court. He will be, not only by choosing her, and by the way, she challenged him a lot in the debates and the primary, and he is a strong enough man to choose her anyway. Yep. It wasn't like she went easy on him. So, he has obviously the deepest, what's the word?
Respect.
Belief in Kamala Harris, and so do I. I mean, I said all through this, Chris, I admit that I'm biased. I'm always been a Kamala fan. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, that adds to my list of disastrous decisions in my life. Remember the night I came out on Larry King, and she and I kicked Dennis Prager's ass together about gay adoption when she was Attorney General. Her people backstage said, Kamala really wants to meet you. And, Chris, I don't know what happened with that, but maybe I didn't follow up or get a number or something. Anyway, that seems like that might have been a bad
life choice.
It was chaotic. It was backstage at a live TV show. I was like, oh, I would love that. Like, it wasn't like I said no. I just said, oh, I would love that. And but then I was like, I probably should have followed up.
Yeah, everybody yesterday was plastering their photos of them with Kamala on social
I'll do that
media
today.
yesterday.
I wanted to give President Biden his moment yesterday.
Okay.
Because a lot of us are very sad and very, I mean, he saved democracy in 2020, and he likely is doing it again in 2024.
Yeah.
And if you ever needed a bigger contrast between a selfless act of patriotism and Donald Trump, who has never done anything for anyone but himself ever. Right. That was it yesterday.
Right. That being said, Democrats have a lot of work to do because we only have a few months before the election.
Fortunately, there will be no racism or misogyny of any kind exhibited, and the media will, of course, be helpful as usual.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was finishing about the Katie Tur, just picking at and so then Biden endorses her. Then she's picking it. Oh, how come Obama and Pelosi didn't? How come? Do you think is that? And I'm like, would you give President Biden his day? This is a historic day. That we owe him so much for, and but it's just like picking at the scabs. The media, right wing's going to do all of that. Oh, it was rigged. The primaries were rigged. They're going to try to gin up all that Bernie Hillary stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this
I've
was
already
rigged.
seen some of that online.
And by the way, they're saying that's why the leaders have not come out specifically and endorsed it, because they're going, oh, they're the ones that are seen as having pushed Joe out and yada yada.
Totally respect.
I mean, and it feels like, Chris, the reporting, the data he saw was his own internal campaign polling that showed his path was gone.
Welcome to OK Now You Know. I'm Joe Garner. Today, we're diving into a phenomenon that's as common as it is curious. Goosebumps. Those tiny bumps that appear on our skin in the cold or during a powerful emotional moment. Ever wondered why we get them? Let's get under the skin of this peculiar response and find out what goosebumps can tell us about our evolutionary past and emotional present.